You snack on applesauce in the morning, man. You better take a bowl of sugar instead. Okay, that's huge, but why exactly? People don't like store-bought applesauce exactly. That's the buzz out there. To find out if store-bought applesauce is packed with lots of preservatives and sugar, we're heading to the factory because we deserve the truth and a healthier option. At first, they took me to their beautiful apple orchards where the blossoms have done their job and those apples are ready for harvest. This usually happens in late summer or early autumn. In the fall, many apples are still picked by hand to ensure they remain unbruised and in top condition. No shortcuts here when it's harvest time. Skilled hands pick each apple. Why? Because only the best apples make the best sauce. So, do you still think that applesauce is really just leftover apples? Far from it. Well, there are so many wonderful technologies that can make sure of the bruise-free harvesting, but why risk the flavors? Especially when people have become so conscious about their choices. To keep apples fresh during transport, they're often kept cool and shaded. That's because apples can lose moisture quickly if exposed to heat for too long. That entire journey is often temperature controlled to maintain the crispness and freshness of the apples. So we must be assured of their clean and clear-cut methods, but the core process is still not seen yet, so no assumptions for now. Music. Once the apples arrive at the factory, they'll go through a thorough washing process. The goal is to prepare each apple for processing, ensuring they are clean and safe for consumption. Music. Some factories even use ozone-treated water to ensure that all bacteria and pesticides are removed without leaving any residue. But we can't force anyone to agree with our point of view, as everyone knows better what's good for them. So if you don't follow such strategies, it's completely okay as long as it works for you. Is applesauce really just a byproduct of unwanted apples? Some might say it's a way to use up bruised and forgotten fruit, but hold on, there's a lot to catch. So stay with us and let's find out together. Music. In this separate dedicated area, far away from the mess of washing, the apples go through a decoring technique. This step removes the inedible center and seeds for safe and smooth processing. So far, I don't know about the wild sugary part, but one thing I'm sure of is their intense cleaning approach. Okay, why is it necessary to remove the apple core before further processing? Actually, apple seeds release a little harmful compound when chewed, but that's in an extremely bulking case. Don't worry, it's completely harmless in the quantities you'd usually consume. Music. In this extensive production process, apple peels are repurposed as animal feed. The prepared apples are chopped into smaller pieces before entering large mashing machines, where the apples are broken down into a smooth pulp, aka our most awaited applesauce. And the transformation is only halfway. There, finally, it's time for packaging. The applesauce is transferred into sterilized containers. Most of it goes into single-serve dip packs, perfect for snacking on the go. The rest would be poured into glass bottles, sealed tight. To lock in freshness. Factories often use vitamin C to prevent the applesauce from browning, keeping it looking fresh and golden. And vitamin C is literally good for our bodies, so either way, it's a win-win. Later, labels will be applied and every container passes a quality check before making its way to distribution. Stores, you know how important those bees are when it comes to fruit ripening. Bees are responsible for pollinating about 1/3 of the food we eat. Without them, there would be no apples and no applesauce. Simple. So we have seen their entire procedure, right from farm to table, and how conveniently they prioritize cleanliness. What do you think? Is it all worth it? Every leaf cookie starts with such quality ingredients, and the most important ingredient is the flour. The US, Canada, and parts of Europe are major producers of soft wheat, and these people work closely with millers to ensure consistency. A plain leaf shape is easy, but what about the delicate veins and edges? Factories use precision-engineered stamps with tiny ridges to imprint the patterns onto the dough as it's cut. To prevent sticking, the rollers are coated with non-stick materials or chilled slightly to keep the dough. Instead of placing cookies on trays, they move on a continuous conveyor belt that slowly carries them through different temperature zones for even baking. The biggest challenge for factories isn't baking, it's keeping the cookies from breaking before they reach the customer. And they go through all that hustle just to avoid this. Inconvenience tucked away in the middle of America's candy aisle, there's a bar that's impossible to miss. Yes, it's the Butterfinger. Come with me, I'll show you how it's made in factories at such a massive scale you might have never seen. In about 4 to 5 months, the peanuts grow fully. But look at this amazing transformation it goes through. Farms located in Georgia, Texas, and other parts of the United States are known as peanut belts because of the sandy soil and sunny climate. They help create the perfect environment for these legumes to thrive. Just when the peanuts are dried, they are loaded into large trucks and sent to a processing facility. At the facility, not all peanuts make the cut. To ensure Butterfingers have the best taste and texture, only the highest grade peanuts are used. The respective people working there inspect the nuts for any imperfections, sorting out the broken or blemished ones. Once the entire day's peanut stock gets inside the cracking machines, batch by batch, we get the inner edible part separated from the outer brown shells. You will see the peanuts are roasted at high temperatures, which brings out their natural oils and intensifies their flavor. Also, it helps in removing the red-colored, papery thin skin from the peanuts, which will later be blown away via blowers, leaving only the skin-colored peanuts. After roasting, the peanuts are blanched, meaning their skins are removed, leaving behind golden brown kernels, a little cooked. These kernels are then ground into a smooth, creamy peanut butter. And let me remind you, a little blanching technique helped here. This peanut butter is usually not much refined, which you get inside those jars. In order to make that crunchy candy, they need to collect the sugar beets so they will get the ultimate sweetener. While talking about sugar, what broken or blemished ones, the entire today's peanut stock gets inside the cracking machines batch by batch, and we get the inner edible part getting separated from the outer brown shells. You will see the peanuts are roasted at high temperatures, which brings out their natural oils and intensifies their flavor. Also, it helps in removing the red-colored, papery thin skin from the peanuts, which will later be blown away via blowers. Only the skin-colored peanuts will be left behind. After roasting, the peanuts are blanched, meaning their skins are removed, leaving behind golden brown kernels, a little. Cooked, these kernels are then ground into a smooth, creamy peanut butter. And let me remind you, a little blanching technique helped here. This peanut butter is usually not much refined, which you get inside those jars. In order to make that crunchy candy, they need to collect the sugar beets so they will get the ultimate sweetener. While talking about sugar, what do you think? Is consuming that much sugar on a daily basis a healthy choice? Just curious what you people think. Butterfingers wouldn't be the same without their sugary layers. By the time they process and transform that sugar juice into the white sugar crystals, it'll be immediately sifted and loaded to send to the Butterfingers factory. Once sugar is processed, it's heated and blended with corn syrup until thick and gooey. This mixture forms the foundation for Butterfingers' iconic crispy layers. Combined with that pre-prepped special peanut butter, it's cooked to perfection and then later cooled on conveyor belts. Handling hot sugar is serious business. One misstep and it can burn badly, so workers have to be extra careful. Conveyor belts carry the long sheets to cutting stations. Now that the crunchy peanut buttery cores are perfectly formed, it's time for what might be the most mouth-watering step of all, wrapping them in a layer of luscious, creamy chocolate. Let's get to the coating station where the candy cores take a quick ride on a conveyor belt, and they pass under literally a cascade of melted chocolate in what's known as an enrobing machine. This machine ensures that every core is evenly coated top to bottom without missing a spot. Over the years, Butterfinger has dropped some wild limited edition products. Who remembers Butterfinger BBS? Those bite-sized chocolate-covered balls were a 90s snack legend. Rumor has it they were discontinued in 2006 because they melted too easily during shipping. The robotic pizza sauce dispenser is a game changer for mass pizza production because, as you can see, it brings precision, speed, and consistency to an otherwise messy and time-consuming task. Oh, come on, you have to agree, or else you haven't seen the behind-the-scenes of how your pizzas are made in restaurants. This automation is invaluable for large-scale production. It dramatically speeds up the process, allowing hundreds or even thousands of pizzas to be topped. Per hour, these high-tech setups of ice cream production are designed not just for efficiency, but to craft the creamy delight that millions love. Yep, you and I are involved. What's incredible is how these factories easily cater to endless flavors and forms, even special add-ons. Drop the mix-ins right where they belong without missing a beat. Chips, flavoring, and packaging on an automated line is a fascinating blend of science and speed, so that every crispy bite is loaded with just the right amount of flavor and reaches you fresh and intact. Once the chips are fried to golden perfection, they travel on conveyor belts to the flavoring drum. As they tumble in the drum, the rotation and airflow are calibrated to prevent the chips from breaking while ensuring every piece is perfectly coated. Let's break down the amazing journey of this delicious Korean snack step by step, and it'll be both fun and easy to follow. That stretchy dough is kneaded and rolled out. You can say like a pizza dough, but in tiny portions, for those perfect bite-sized pieces. As they bake, they puff up and turn golden brown, almost like tiny baguettes you might find in a French bakery, but way smaller and definitely crunchier. And don't even get me started on how addictive these snacks are. 1 minute you're opening a bag for a quick snack, and the next thing you know, it's almost gone. If the spices are just basics, then what's the secret behind their deliciousness? Perhaps it's all about the balance. These little treats are a perfect combination of soft, buttery cookies with a sweet, fruity jam.